which is flesh. Flesh is basar. Flesh is really announcing, heralding, and communicating. It's the five senses. It communicates the world to us. We experience the world through our basar. But of course, that's the original meaning of the word basar. Mevaser is to announce, to herald, to... So he has this special job of announcing, of teaching. He became the great teacher. And the code name for when somebody goes and receives divine teachings is now called Gilui Eliyahu, the revelation of Elijah. And it's interesting. It's based on the fact that he was a human being, just like Moshe Rabbeinu, David HaMelech, Yosef HaTzadik. These were human beings, but they, Ruth, Sarah, Boaz, David, these were human beings, but they did something in their lifetimes to be worthy to play cosmic roles in God's drama. They lifted themselves up above the mundane, and they became worthy of being somehow that we know about God through these people. So now when they passed from this world, and especially somebody who passed away in radiant fire, again, not physical fire, but energetic fire, he went up, he spiritualized, right? He became angelic, which is very dangerous, so it's hidden more or less. We don't talk about it because another religion took and said that somebody else also went up, but the point is he went up, and from that time on, he becomes the communicator of divine wisdom. He's the channel. And really, Eliyahu is El Yahu, is El Yaku, it's El Yud Kei Vav. It's a divine name. So it's human, but it's because he was so special when he was human that he becomes worthy that Hashem, when Hashem reveals himself, with a capital H, reveals himself and reveals divine knowledge to somebody, it's called Gilui Eliyahu. Even though it really may not have anything to do personally with Eliyahu, but he was worthy that it's now called by his name. So there's two or three things I want to say here, and I might not say them in the right order, but we'll get it. I just want to, I want to move towards a certain point, and that's why I'm building this whole thing up. So please forgive me if it maybe doesn't make sense at any one point, but it's going to. So the Zohar says that there's a messianic trio. Moshe in the middle, David at his right hand, and Joseph at his left hand. The two Mashiachs, Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David, are really just two wings or two flanks of the great master, Moshe. The verse in Kohelet by King Solomon says, Ma shehaya hu sheyeh. Ma shehaya hu sheyeh. Ma shehaya hu sheyeh. Ma shehaya hu sheyeh. What which was, that which will be. That which was, that what will be. That which was, that it's what will be. So the initials of Ma is Mem. Shehaya, Shin. Hu is Hey, is Moshe. He who was is the one who will be. So we know that he's part of the Messianic trio. And the Zohar says literally him and like a bird with two wings with the two Mashiach. But Eliyahu makes it a quartet. He's the front runner. He's the front runner. He's the communicator. He prepares the way. He's doing that right now. He's the communicator to each one of us. Even in the Talmud, when it says that they found out something and they learned something and you know who told it to them, they said, Eliyahu. It was Eliyahu. It was Eliyahu. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, one of the great Tanaim, met Eliyahu many times and spoke to him. Whether it's literal or he had it it doesn't matter. The Ari, later on, the Baal Shem Tov, the Gaon of Vilna. The Gaon of Vilna's greatest disciple, Rabbi Chaim of Volozhin, describes the Gaon of Vilna in the state of Gilui Eliyahu. His face was shining, and he had Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai at his right and the Ari at his left. You don't get into that club easily, and you don't have things like that said about you in Judaism. Judaism is very rational, very grounded. But when you go super rational, it has to be grounded in reality. You just can't say things like that. You don't get away with it. So these guys. I want to meet them someday, so I don't want to go. These wonderful masters, these are the souls of which we are sparks, like these amazing human beings who did it, who got out of the matrix, who got clear on what it's about and gave the communication to us. And we have to be thankful to them. So they had Gilui Eliyahu. And because they had Gilui Eliyahu, we too can have Gilui Eliyahu, each one in our own way. As the Maharal says, and the Chernobler, the Me'or Einayim, says that little point of understanding that when you first get it, you don't understand what it is, but it grows, it grows, it grows. Our job is to grow those little points of understanding that come to us. Like Shlomo once said, it's to be not a hotel or a motel. You've got to be a house for good ideas. When you hear something good and it goes by, just wait, I want that one. I don't want that. That's like, I want a thought like that. I want to become a home for good thoughts. I want to become a home for powerful ideas. I don't want them to just pass through. I don't want them to just like go and like, where is it? I don't have any more. Knowledge is not ours. We can't really own it, but we can be a house for knowledge. We can be a house for wisdom. We can be a house for beauty. A house of love and prayer. So, Gilui Eliyahu is something that you should know about. He's the Mivaster of the Geula, of the redemption. He's the front runner in front of Mashiach. And he's the communicator. One way I understood it is many years ago on Leil Shavuot in Yerushalayim, I understood it was like two teams digging into the Alps. One is very quiet. That's that team we just talked about. The Ari and the Baal Shem Tov and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, I didn't mention a little bit anything about him, but 12, 13 years in the cave. What was for what? As the Ramchal says, it was to bring Eliyahu, the Gilui Eliyahu, into the world. We were losing prophecy, but we cannot lose the Gilui Eliyahu. Without that, we're already drying up like it's so dry. So at least we have that. It's so hidden, though, that most of us don't know about it. Right? But it is in the world. It is a reality. And for us to know about it, to become aware of something that's been there the whole time, is a very important thing. You might ask, like, why didn't they tell me before? Like, a lot of things that I talk about, people say, like, why didn't I hear that before? Well, whatever. Like, I'm just hearing it too, right? And it's time to start sharing it. That we're living in a time when spiritual reality is beginning to reveal itself as interpenetrating into the physical. It never was anything other than that. The spiritual always interpenetrates the physical. It can't be anything other than that. But it was so hidden. It was called Haster Astir. I will surely hide. I will hide it so much that the fact that it's hidden will be hidden. That's the Baal Shem Tov. But when you know that, then you can break through the hiddenness. So awareness, just being able to hear certain things now, that our thoughts are being given to us, and we have a refracting mechanism. The thought comes in and it casts us through so many mirrors. By the time it gets to our conscious mind, we think that it's ours. But it's not. We're being given thought. We're being given incredible thoughts, feelings, experiences. All we're being asked to do is to recognize the supramundane source of those thoughts. That it comes from your higher soul. It comes through the pipelines of your soul. Don't ever take it for granted. The very fact that we can think, and of course what we want to do is to really think, and to really clear, and to really understand things. You can ask for that, because there's something to build on. It's not like out of nowhere. And it's called Eliyahu. Thank you. So, anybody want to say anything? Want to ask anything? Want to sing or share? We can sing also. And then we'll go to the next thing if you're open.
So have you met